Howdy folks, welcome to the news for the 13th of April. I'm Video James, giving you the good word on the gaming goodness. So first up, let's go with the indie game of the week, shall we? The Gungeon is a constantly evolving bullet fortress that elegantly blends meticulous hand-designed rooms with a procedurally generated labyrinth bent on destroying all that enter its walls. But beware, the Gungeon responds to even the most modest victories against its sentries and traps by raising the stakes and challenges found within. If you're into Binding of Isaac or Nuclear Winter, then check it out on Steam right now. Come on guys, fire your guns. First on the block is sad news that the multiplayer free-to-play deathmatch game Nosgoth will be closing down. In a report, Square Enix stated that the game would sadly be cancelled due to the audience not growing enough to sustain ongoing operations. Nosgoth was pitched as a Legacy of Kain multiplayer Vampire v Knights deathmatch game, focusing on interesting and unique playstyles in a medieval setting. Seeing footage, I myself thought the game was interesting in terms of weaponry and characters, but not something I could see myself sinking hours upon hours into. And as for soul-sucking games to sink hours upon hours into, Dark Souls 3 is right around the corner, and Bandai Namco is eager to market this cash cow to the broad world. Well, maybe its eagerness was a bit too grand, as fans were annoyingly let down after the publisher released a tweet a few days ago saying that they had big news for the fans of Dark Souls. Well, that news turned out to be, well, a new line of Dark Souls clothing. Woohoo! Yeah, now, I'm a man who likes to dress to impress, but don't go hyping up a fan base just to sell a few printed t-shirts, okay? Finally, Nintendo has ordered a cease and desist against a fan-made 3D remake of the original Legend of Zelda, the one on the NES. The game, being developed by Zelda 30 Tribute, was a recreation of the first Zelda title with a 2.5D perspective and would be able to run on most any simple internet browser. For free as well. Well, Nintendo did not like this, and in typical Nintendo fashion, they waived a cease and desist notice and canned the whole project under copyright infringement. Now, Nintendo is well within their rights to do so, but for a safe and free tribute to one of their own games, that's just them being a little bit of a dicky bird, isn't it? In a similar event, Blizzard, the creators of Overwatch, Warcraft and Diablo, took down a well-known and beloved legacy server called Nostalrius, a free and non-microtransaction based server running the original version of World of Warcraft. Well, I guess that's just big business, eh? Well folks, that's me with the gaming news. Sorry it couldn't be a little bit more happier, but hey, that's the way things go. Well, we'll move on to Ethan now with the tech news. Take it away, buddy.
Thanks, Video James. First up is news that US Senator Al Franken has asked Team Oculus how it handles its data privacy and records. Collecting data may enhance consumers' virtual reality experience. However, Senator Franken wishes it must be done in a way to protect consumers' private information. This issue affects everyone using the Oculus. Oculus replied to the senator. They said, Facebook owns Oculus and helps run some of the Oculus services, such as elements of our infrastructure. But we're not sharing information with Facebook at this time. Speaking of virtual reality, kinda, Pokemon Go is now being field tested in Australia and New Zealand. The Pokemon company Niantic Labs are expanding Pokemon Go rapidly. If you haven't heard about Pokemon Go, essentially it's an unreleased augmented reality game developed by Niantic Labs for iOS and Android devices. A small wearable device is developed by Nintendo called Pokemon Go Plus, which uses a Bluetooth connection to notify users when a Pokemon is nearby, and will allow to capture, battle, and train their Pokemon. You can also battle and trade with other trainers. Some Pokemon can only be located in some parts of the world, but fear not, there are microtransactions so you can buy all the Pokemon you want, as if this world wasn't already bombarded with microtransactions. The game is free and expected to be released sometime in late 2016. Lastly, according to NBN, National Broadband Network, trials for new technology have been tested for faster broadband internet speeds. Results have been positive, which is great considering Australia is currently ranking 60th in the world for internet speed, with an average connection speed of 39 megabits. This fiber to distribution point technology is estimated to have a speed of 125 megabytes per second, which is awesome, considering Singapore is ranking at number 1 with 135. Many people still slam this technology. However, what Australia needs is to invest in a long-term technology, so we can actually compete with the rest of the world. The problem with this new technology is it's too difficult to deploy at scale and will take a long time to install all over the country. That's all I have this week for Tech News. Now for Connor with the entertainment news.
Hi there, and welcome to this week's entertainment news. As usual, I'm Connor, and this is the news of entertainment for this week. First today, Disney's new yet unreleased live-action adaptation of The Jungle Book already has a confirmed sequel. It would seem that Disney has put quite a lot of faith in the live-action reboot franchise of the classic story, considering that the first movie hasn't even hit cinemas yet. But I believe that this faith is well founded, considering that the movie is already highly anticipated and the trailers have been very well critically received. Only time will tell if the movie itself will be a hit or a bust. Next today, 80s rock band Guns N' Roses have returned to the touring scene. Their first show after coming back together was played at Las Vegas in the T-Mobile Arena after a shortened warm-up show in Los Angeles. The set list was increased between LA and Las Vegas from 17 to 23 songs. Even guitarist Slash has agreed to rejoin the band after repairing the friendship between himself and the other band members. At the moment, further touring has not yet been announced, but there is a possibility to see the popular band back in the full-time touring circuit, and that would make me very happy. Last today, Mad TV, which last made audiences laugh from their TVs 9 years ago, is getting a revival by CW, after studio ordered an 8-episode-long trial revival as a special for Mad TV's 20th anniversary. The Mad TV cast will feature new and up-and-coming comedy talents, as well as one member of the original cast returning to each episode who will serve as that particular episode's host. The show will focus mainly on politically incorrect sketches and pop culture references. The show will run on prime time rather than to be a competitor to Sunday Night Live like it used to be on Fox. The original executive producer David E. Salzman will also be returning to the executive producer role as well as showrunner. And that does it from me and entertainment news this week, as well as AP news in general. If you like this video, please make sure you show it by clicking that like button. It helps us out a lot. Also, feel free to comment on any of the topics we talked about here today, and of course don't forget to subscribe so you can be informed on when these news episodes are released, as well as all the other cool shows we have going on here at AP. Thank you again for watching, and remember, stay awesome.